Welcome back to Evil's Comics. This guy right here is Evil Mike, or Mike if you prefer, and I got a review for you today. Today we're going to be talking about from Image Comics, Skybound Entertainment, Transformers, issue number 2, a big part of the Energon universe. It is written art done by Daniel Warren Johnson, colors by Mike Spicer, and letters by Rus Wooton. Before we get started, please like, comment, subscribe on this guy's channel. I'm trying to hit 1K, go as far as I can go, and that takes your help right there. You, I'm talking to you. Yeah, but all the likes, the comments, the subscriptions, that does help. So let's get into it, right? Transformers. So this is basically a brand new spin on Transformers, not 100%. But basically Daniel Warren Johnson's, his version of, or the Energon version of this, but for me, I've never read Transformers, so it's a brand new take. We do start out, and it's Optimus Prime. One of the better scenes that we've come across, though, but it's basically like Optimus kind of appreciating the world that he's just been introduced to. As he takes a step forward, you see right here, he's got the crunch, and we find this the whole Bambi scene. He accidentally stepped on a deer, killed somebody's mom, but kind of finding out about the world around him, and we get this conversation between him and Spike, about how fragile Earth is and stuff like that. But we get a major backstory basically from Optimus towards Spike about Cybertron and the whole battle between the Decepticons, stuff like that. We get some imagery. We get some of the first shots of Megatron within the series too. It's not whole shots, but still you could see his shadow right here, and then you get most of his body right here. But that's pretty much all we got right now. But basically, you get the basic, especially for new readers, the struggle between the Decepticons and the Autobots, the fight over Cybertron, and eventually the Autobots, losing the war, having to leave Cybertron, getting caught somewhere after they left, and ultimately defeated by Megatron again, and thus that's kind of where we ended up here within the pages of Transformers. We get a kind of hilarious scene over here, and I think it's with the Cliff Jumper, and he's kind of freaked out about the humans, and Spike's friend Carly, she makes this, she makes it like hey, this is our planet, all this stuff is regular for us, you're the weird stuff, so if anybody gets to freak out, it's us, kind of thing. And it does compute with the the Autobot, and he's like, yeah, you got a point there, kind of thing. So we go into their little cave, which is in that abandoned mine shaft that Sam took them to, and basically they're kind of reiterating the peril of the book, that they need Energon, that they barely have enough Energon for them to stand, let alone start resurrecting other Autobots, which they need to continue or fight the war that's about to happen with the Decepticons, kind of thing, on Earth. It even gets to the point where Optimus tries to give his Allspark, use some of that energy, and they plead not to, kind of thing, stating that they'll just have to find Energon somewhere else. Also coming up with the fact that if they've determined this, that the Decepticons have as well, and we've already seen that. Starscream in the last issue took after a electricity plant or whatever, and that's kind of where the book jumps over to here. I think I forget his name, but I want to say it's Skywarp. I'm not familiar with all the Autobots and Decepticons, but I know most of them, most of the big name ones. But basically, we go back to that scene. It's Soundwave and the rest of the Decepticons, coming to Starscream's call, saying that, hey, energy is here. We just have to refine it to the Energon. Soundwave actually being pleased that Starscream didn't fail for once. Of course, Earth has called out its defenses to try and figure out what's going on at the power plant. So we get this fighter jet that's called out there. We get two pilots, Viper 2 and Frosting. Frosting being the pilot, and Viper 2 just being there by happenstance. But as they fly through, they engage what they deem to be a fighter jet. Of course, we know it is Starscream. There's some amazing stuff that happens here. Starscream, he gives out this squeal like he's excited to go play with the Earthlings, that not having a lot of experience with them, and this being the first time they've engaged in a warlike stance as far as battle goes. So Starscream's pretty excited. So at first, most of it, like the actual fighter jet, they're squirming and doing the best maneuvers they can to get away from him. Of course, Starscream, he's just playing with them, kind of teasing and stuff, just getting close enough and flying away, getting closer again, kind of thing. But eventually gets tired of the game, transforms in front of them, and it totally freaks them out. As soon as that happens, he hits their ship. The two pilots manage to hit their ejector seats before the plane explodes, but our dude Frosting, and especially with that name, you kind of had to see some of that kind of coming up. But before Frosting can get to safety, instantly he is greeted by Starscream and then smashed to death. Again, the Decepticons like the whole squishy part of humans kind of thing. But eventually he takes off. We do see that... No, I'm mistaken. Okay, so we got our Viper 2 pilot, and this is a big thing because he's parachuting down. Starscream goes for him. To go do the little squishy with him, and this guy, he manages to not only hurt Starscream and make him fly away, but manages to make it to safety, and we'll come back to him in a little bit, but you'll see why right here, and it's because it's none other than Duke from the G.I. Joes. It's kind of like their little plant for now. We go back over to the electrical plant with and it's Spike's dad, and he's trying to escape the chaos and stuff because he was at work when all this goes down. We go back over to the Autobots, and basically they're getting called to terms to go to that the electrical plant to basically make sure that not only Spike's dad's okay, but try and see if the Decepticons are there. So they head out. As they head out, because we haven't got the rollout yet, but as we head out, we see Carly's van go separately, and we see this kind of sinister scene where Laserbeak is following Carly, and that's kind of where that leaves us off. She's going to check on Spike's dad. Well, she's going to check on her dad. Her dad's supposed to be at work, but incidentally, I think they live next door or something like that. We do have the scene with Spike's dad running into his home, and it appears to be like he's gearing up, which they show you on the next page he is. And Carly runs into her asking about her dad. Unfortunately, we saw in the last issue her dad was one of the first people we saw go squishy. But we do get a call sign because she calls him by his last name, and it's Mr. Witwicky. And that's kind of where this issue leaves off currently, is Mr. Witwicky telling Carly that her dad died. We flip a letter page, from Image and stuff, and we have a preview to the first issue of Duke from G.I. Joe. I'm not going to go into specifics because it's really only 2 pages giving you like splash imagery and stuff like that. But just really getting you excited for, Duke coming over, because I think the first 2 books they're coming out with is Duke and Cobra Commander. But that is the cover, I think it's cover A from, the upcoming Duke, which is supposed to be coming at the end of December. I think December 27th is the official release date. But that is my review on Transformers issue 2. I know it's a little late, but for reasonings. Of course, we've got the holiday weekend, holiday week upon us. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving. I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving if I don't physically talk to you until then. So let's get back to the review, right? I love this issue, and honestly, I like this issue a lot more than the first issue. There was a lot more story, background, setup, that kind of stuff in this issue. But not only that, but there was just some cool drops in it, like the whole Duke with the Viper 2. It really caught me off until they kind of, he started fighting Starscream, and then we had the whole, name drop with Witwicky. Now, I'm not positive if, because Spike is from the original OG Transformer cartoon, but I can't remember if they were named Witwicky or if that came with the movies that we got, the Bay movies, Michael Bay. But overall, I really like this. I mean, the art is fantastic alone. I mean, it's phenomenal. But the story is also A+ in my regard. It's been pretty good. But I mean, that's my review. These are my thoughts. Let me know down below what you're thinking of Transformers. The third issue should be on its way. I don't know. That's all I got, guys. You let me know down below what you're thinking, whether you're liking it. You know, especially if you're like an OG Transformer fan. Let me know. Are you digging this? You know, kind of thing. But guys, that's all I got for you. I will have more reviews dropping. I got at least 7 or 8 on the way that I got to get done before Tuesday. So be prepared to see some. Alright guys, that's all I got for you. Bah!